All right, what's going on, everybody? It is Thursday, the 18th, May 18th. Technically, it's Friday in the trading world, if you will. But nope, I don't know what that means. All right, cool. So it's Friday, technically Thursday, but it's Friday. And last night was really good. Little bit of consolidation for some of the pairs, but ultimately they are panning out to do the right thing. I want to go over a couple of them, specifically the ones that I'm in, so you guys see firsthand why I'm taking these trades. And then we'll go over some of the dashboard, but unfortunately, there's not a lot of stuff on the dashboard. There's only a few setups here, so I might go over some continuations. And then from there, we can look into other pairs. If you guys have pairs you want me to go over, you can let me know. I'll do some of the other pairs that most other people recommend. So we'll see what we can do. So one of the pairs that I am in currently that I have been in since yesterday is Euro NZD. If I go to Euro NZD right here, so it's got a peak formation high 5 days ago, but looking at it, it has been maintaining. Okay, so I'm still on it. The peak formation was set up here, and ultimately people were trying to look for some sort of midweek reversal, but it's just not going to do that ultimately. I'm following the 4 hour trend here, and nothing is saying anything for a reversal. We would have been looking for that already. There is no divergence. I mean, technically, there's right here this divergence, right? Most people would be like, okay, that's overbought or oversold. Price is going up, and then price clearly is going down. But this is a continuation, right? So this isn't actually like really good divergence because what we're doing is, hold on, I'm gonna delete this. Yeah, this isn't a continue. This isn't actually like solid divergence because it's just the push down. Like I can see from this point, technically. I mean, well, from here. Damn it, it's not letting me grab it. So we have this area of price that keeps consolidating, right? And then we have this area. This was like a continuation wedge. And what it does is every time this happens, it'll go up and down. Most people would think that, okay, this reversal is going to break here, and then they look for that. But it's not doing that. It's going to continue like this, and it's going to shoot down another level to down to the low. Right. So this was the ADR low from yesterday, and I still believe it is solid enough to do that. I mean, it's right on top of the blueberry. So I mean, if anything, I could lower it, but I'm gonna keep it to where I know it's gonna go guaranteed and stay on that aspect. So that's good. It's probably gonna make us because it's still early, so it's not like anything crazy. It could potentially pull up a little bit more, but nothing is telling me that this is actually going to stop. And as I was looking at the market before I hopped on here, I was looking at the 4 hour, and I base pretty much all of my trades off of the 4 hour because the 4 hour is less manipulated compared to like the 1 hour and the 15 minutes. So a lot of people will see divergence on that 15 minute and the hour, and they start looking at reversals. And I'm like, the 4 hour doesn't show that, and the higher the time frame, the more it supersedes the lower one. So you got to stick to the higher time frames. They're going to tell you the true story more than the lower time frame. So I'm sticking with that as the sell, and it just did that classic, classic pattern that I've been showing in every chart analysis since for the last pretty much week. This, right? So it threw that bullish or the bearish candle or bullish candle. I'm sorry. Well, this is actually the start of the day. Either way, it's bullish. Then you have a bearish, and then you have this continuation. So that's what I'm looking at. If I go to the daily, there's nothing on the daily saying it wants to drop. I mean, it's in between the EMAs here. So if anything, it wants to kind of drop down a little bit more, and it's going to start consolidating, specifically in this zone right here, because it's in this massive consolidated zone right now. The weekly, still has some room. So if anything, this could be a potential reversal if it shoots down one more. I like it. It's on the blueberry right now, and it broke the high. So we could see some sort of manipulation. where it kind of shoots down for the rest of the week. It could break this, very much could break this, and if it does, it could drop down and go back up, or it's getting us ready for consolidation, or this bull crap that's happening here, right? Mimic this, but over here. Very possible. But overall, I still see this pair dropping. Worst case, pulls up a little bit, drops again. So I'm staying on that path. The last night's analysis still stands. There's no signs of reversal at all. The peak is still there, so everything lines up. The other pair that we're looking at is NZD Chief, right? So on a higher time frame, I've been saying this for the last week now, ever since this whole drop down happened. But we had a reversal here. It took out all of these breaks, all these highs, and even this one, right? Because it broke it to the high up here. And this whole move down was the pullback. So this was just simply the next push up. And right now I have it going to just a little bit under the high, almost at the top of this bullish candle. But ultimately, still have it going up. No signs of reversal going at any time, at least on the daily. The 4 hour showing clear signs of at least it wants to break out, probably going to the overbought zone, which will push this up into that take profit. And then we have the 1 hour. Let's see. There is it's like the same thing on Euro NZD, right? So you have like this dynamic going on. You have this divergent, and then you have overbought price from there. And the only reason this one's a little bit more clear, but the only reason why I don't really like it for the sell at the moment, or like a reversal, is mainly because the EMA or the volatility band is getting really tight. And when the volatility band gets really tight, price tends to consolidate within it. So we could see something like that where it consolidates out. We could see it drop out of the volatility band and push up a little bit more and then drop. It all depends. But from a perspective of where price wants to go, there's liquidity trapped up here. There's a bunch of liquidity. They want to go test it. They want to go grab that thing. And there's nothing telling me that it's going to go down at the moment. 15-minute, let's check it out. Throwing some wicks right now. This is simply, looks like it's just going to be a pullback. There's no divergence here on the shorter time frame. The 15-minute doesn't even look that good for a reversal. So if anything, we're looking at pullback down and rise. We'll be paying attention. Are those psychological SNR? Yeah, right down here, the black lines. Yeah, that's the psych level. So I use this just to kind of, it helps me just understand more of like what they want to do through the week through manipulation. And they actually will use this as literal support. Like if you see right here, price broke through and then rode the whole line, didn't even break it, like multiple times, and then bounce right off of it. So it does work as an entry zone sometimes, or a take profit zone, depending on where it's at and where the reversal is happening. But it's still good. But this is going great. I don't see this reversing at all. This is due for a pullback, and it's going to continue up in this direction, right? And even though it's overbought, just because it's overbought doesn't mean you look for sells yet. You have to wait for a specific pattern to pop up for this to be a solid sell. And right now that doesn't exist. Can you send me that indicator in the Telegram, please? I have it in my specific group. I think Nick offers this, or whoever it was that we followed. I don't remember. It's an EX4 file, but I have to look into that because right now it's in my private community. So let me go look into things after this call. Then we have the other pair is Euro JPY. So this one was interesting last night, right? Because I had this for a buy, and I'm silly for actually taking this out, but I entered in at what was it? 14914, right about there, I think. I don't know if it was here or it was over here. It was earlier. It was around here. And I just kind of wrote it out, and I just didn't like it. It kind of looked like it wanted to pull back a little bit farther and then kind of drop from there. So right now I'm in trades currently going up. And it was breaking before. I didn't really have any signs of anything. This So as I'm looking at this now, this is interesting. This could either be, right, and you're seeing this in live time. This could either continue up because of the divergence here, right? Or could reverse, right? So you got price going up. We have price oversold or overbought going down. Ultimately, what would lead people to see something like this, right? So that's one potential, but or we're going to just see it continue up in that general direction. The volatility band are tight. It is overbought, could continue in that direction and just making its way, just like it did all week here, right? All week, the volatility band stayed above the 50, and what did it do? Gradually moved up. So until we see a break of this 50 down to the low, which if it breaks the 50, it's really going to break that low. That's when we would get the confirmation for the sell and then the pullback. And we could potentially look for pullbacks there. But it's a Friday. It could reverse, but they tend to, I think it's going to continue in this direction. The 4 hour, what was it that it, oh, the reason why I even like the weekly still is because of this pattern right here. The bullish candle up, bear candle doesn't take out the low. Next week was bearish, and then we're seeing a push back up. And I think that this push up that's for Friday, I think we're going to see it push up towards the high. And if it doesn't get here, it's for sure definitely going to get around this area. So still waiting on that to happen. The weekly still shows it's solid, but that's the weekly, right? Anything could happen from now and on the 15 minutes. So, and then, yeah, so I'm still looking at that and we'll go from there. I'll give you an update. Now for the dashboard, so GBP USD, this was interesting because this was one of the pairs I said this could potentially be a reversal depending on how it acts. And based on how it acted last night, it doesn't look like it's going to be reversing, at least for the week. If it does, it's very delayed, but I don't think it's actually going to do so. It looks like it's just consolidating on its way down. The most we're going to see, if you're actually looking here, look, we got that bear candle and then followed by bullish. So I think this is just going to be a pullback. And then once it's done pulling back, we can go down to like the 1 hour. That pullback's probably going to stop somewhere around here, maybe a little bit higher out of Asian session, and then we can look for that sell. So ultimately, I don't see this reversing, even though it is divergent. We can't really predict that for a buy yet. So you have price going down, you got price going up. Sorry, it's a shitty line, but you get it. Ultimately, if this was going to be a solid reversal, we would need to see one more push down, take out the low, and then it would be a divergent W. It would push up, take out this high, pull back, maybe take out this high too, and then next week you could start seeing something like that. But this is, in my opinion, going to continue. So I wouldn't really trade it. I mean, stick with the peaks, guys. Don't try to trade against them. Keep it simple. This looks like it's going to retrace up, then drop. So, I mean, the 15-minute looks like it's going to do that too. Most people would try to look for the reversal, but my gut's telling me stick to the down, stay sell. But I'm not touching these pairs. I'm already done for it. I'm already got my trades in. Now let's go into what was one of the other pairs? Oh, so one of the trades I actually took last night that I didn't, that's still not active, but was CATCHF. So CATCHF had a peak formation low. Was it CATCHF? Let me look. Hold on. Yeah, holy shit, it was CATCHF. Okay, so 5-day peak formation low. So I had the take profit. I entered at 66776. So that was 6677 right here. I entered in right after the call, to be honest. Like it was right after we did the analysis last night. I entered in on all my positions and I held them because I didn't see much manipulation happening and really nothing did happen. I think there was like an opening of a gap. There's like some sort of news that happened real quick, but it reversed right back up. But not this pair, but on the other ones. And price broke through. This was a continuation pattern. So the reason why I took this was for this. We looking at this setup right here. This pattern that I've come to see over and over again. Once this pattern happens, after it breaks a high, all these highs, right? It will break a high, consolidate, forming some sort of flag, if you will, and then it always continues up. Always continues up. Like you can't, it's like clockwork. And on top of that, too, another reason that was more of a confirmation for me for the buy. Someone's mic is not muted. Oh, Carlton, I got you, bro. So if I click here, if I go to the 4 hour, you guys are going to see that pattern again. Ready? Bullish candle. This was the buy that I was looking for. Bear, bear, buy. And when I saw this, I think that's where I bought. Let me kind of draw a line so I can kind of see where this one started. Go to 1 hour. Okay, so it was finishing itself right around here. This was the start of the 4 hour candle, the start of this bearish one right here, this little one. And then it closed at the start of the start of the new day yesterday. When that close happened and we went over the analysis, that's when I saw this pattern fully and I entered. I entered around here at this line. So it was at the start of here, after the top of the wick, was in drawdown for the next 4 something hours, not even. And it went straight up. And I still believe, well, I'm actually out of this trade, so I don't even need to worry about it. My take profit was set to the high, or not the high. It was set to, where was it? 67162. 671. What? 62. Right there. So like, yeah, I literally set it to this high, and this morning it went right up to it, wicked it. It wicked right off of it. So it's beautiful. And it actually, if you guys see this is funny. Let me delete this stuff. Okay. So this pattern that we see that happened here, right? Look what's happening. New high, right? So we got a new high right there. But you see it? Even though it's divergent, it doesn't matter. Look at the volatility bands. This can consolidate into the continuation zone. But I'm not touching it because I already made my money on it. But there's nothing saying it's going to slow down. I mean, yeah, you got divergence, but it doesn't matter. Look at that. There's no pattern. This is level 2. This is literally level 2. Look at this. You have a W here, big divergent W on a higher time frame. Level 1, break of structure. Level 1 consolidation. Level 2. This was the high, new structure, and it's going to continue up probably. Sometimes these legs, these pushes for each level tend to go the distance that they traveled, right? So if we look at this one, from the bottom of this leg to the top, let's say right here, where it started to finally pull back, 179 pips. So if we're looking at the next one, which was right here, this is the last pivotal moment, 179 pips, look at that. It's right past the ADR high. So that means we could expect this to continue. I mean, you guys see this? Like, this is literally 1, 2, 3, like, these are the same exact patterns. These are the same thing, same thing, same thing. Slightly different in some areas, but same. Look at the structure, same structure, and that's not going to stop. So that's why I'd be looking at that. But let's look at. I think we were just going over GU. Sorry, I'm all over the place. And we already did that. Now let's look at US 30, right? Because that's the other check mark. Let's go down here. Who said something? My bad. Oh, you're good. Whoa, that's a break of structure right there. Clear as day. Looks like it wants to go up. All right, so daily. Ooh, it looks nice. Hmm. Go to the weekly. Weekly kind of stuck up on the upside. 4 hour. The only thing I really like is that it broke this structure. It closed above it. So the only thing to expect now would be to, well, after a high forms, what comes next? A higher low. So a potential pullback to this zone, these EMAs, and then shot up. But it could also conform, make a pattern, and continue. So I'm very curious to see what this does. We go to the 15 minute. There is divergence, but I don't like it. See how it's not like clean divergence? And you have price going up, but you have this push and then a shark fin. And it doesn't look like a normal shark fin. Like it doesn't look like a gradual, like, hey, I'm gonna reverse. This looks like it would just broke out and just told us it wants to consolidate. Like you can actually use the TDI sometimes to show levels. So if anything, this was the W level 1 break of structure, pullback, level 2 break of structure, pullback, level 3 to where? That was a really straight line. That was awesome. Straight across to the high. So we can be looking for buys. 3,000 pips, just a small amount of 3,000 pips. Yeah. So, hallelujah. Have some fun with that. But that's what it looks like it's going to do. It doesn't really have any other thing to do, honestly. I think that's look for continuation. And when was the peak? Peak formation low 3 days ago. So yeah, I mean, go with the peak. Fuck yeah. 3 days ago? This looks like 2. When did it call that? It called the peak there? That's the peak. Wow. Okay. Well, shit. If it's 3 days ago, 1, 2, this is 3, and it looks like that was the peak. So it called the peak formation at the very last hour of the day. And you could have entered off that. Holy shit. You could have caught that. Or yeah, I guess it didn't do like a verified peak. Maybe we went over. I don't know if I went over this pair yesterday. I don't think I did. But regardless, I mean, it's here now. You got the level 1 confirmation. Level 2 is happening. It's got at least one more push up. So look for buys on that. Now let me go over Euro USD and gold because those are the other pairs that a lot of people trade. Okay, so we have the blinking number on Euro USD, and that tells us that the trend is looking to kind of stop. If you guys actually look at this, trends last 3 times ADR before reversing, typical updates by the minute. So this just tells us that the ADR pretty much was hit. So if we go look at the ADR, look, see, it's been going for 12 days now. It's crazy. So let's go to Euro USD. Wow. Yeah. This thing's been moving. Been moving for sure. And it broke the low. There's no divergence. I mean, this shit's, oh yeah, look at that. This is where it's going. Mind you, Euro USD is very good with EMAs and like structure when it comes to reversal. So like, again, can someone tell me what they see here? Why would I look for a sell? What do you see? You can say it, you can type it out. I'm gonna start calling on people. You've been chosen.
What I see is the EMAs have flipped over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about
What
candlesticks?
about candlesticks?
Hold on, I'm changing your son's butt.
Oh,
Oh,
isn't that pleasant? That's fun. Okay. Well, the answer for her, we have the bearish candle, right? and then the two bullish. 1, 2. This bullish one on the 4-hour closes in 91 minutes. Once that closes, we might see another push up, which will then form what would look like another bullish candle and then a wick. And we can see that happening. What's the time right now? It's technically 7:30 EST. So that would make it 9 o'clock. No, 8 o'clock. No, 9 o'clock EST is the next candle formation. 8 o'clock my time. I'm central. Am I? I think I'm central. Yeah, I'm central. So this is only going to continue down. Woo. This is going to go down to the blueberry. Take profit after you enter in on the sell for the upside. 50 pips. Come on, guys. That's clockwork. Go with the higher time frames. Sell your USD. Don't sell it right now, though. Wait for it to go up a little bit more. I mean, it could do two things, right? It could stay consolidated and hit this EMA twice and then just continue, like the water EMA, or it'll go through, break the 50, bounce off the 50, hit the Mayo, continue down. And you can, if you want to be safe, you could take it to the recent low, or do what I said, stick to the higher time frames and continue in the direction of where it needs to go, which is the 4-hour blueberry. So we're gonna stick with that. That I like. Now let's go to gold. Gold is also blinking. Now, and it's got a peak formation high from 7 days ago. Where is it? There. No divergence on the 4-hour. No divergence on the 1-hour. No divergence on the 15-minute. So what does that mean? If I don't see divergence, my first immediate thought is continuation. It's going to keep going. If there's no divergence, it's going to continue. Unless there's some news that decides to fuck you up and go in that direction. But I don't think it's going to do that. I think this is going to continue just like EU. So, and it's going to be the same thing. It literally looks exactly the same. Consolidation on this line drop, or push up, retest the low, because gold is a very technical pair, which also lines up with the 50, and drop. And if you want to take it to the recent low from that point, like right here, it's 197 pips. Are you shitting me? Come on. I might trade this pair, goddammit. I might not have to. I mean, if all my trades that I have in right now all hit take profit, I'm fucking golden. I don't need to. I'll pass phase 1 of my prop firm tonight. So probably won't trade it. But I mean, if anybody gets that and makes money, like, do it. Don't touch it. Don't even think about touching it. Don't think about writing songs about thinking about touching it. I've been told to secure the bag. But the bag is just so good. It looks too good. This is so easy. Do you guys want me to go over any pairs? I mean, you got several people in here. Like, somebody's got to want me to look at one of the pairs they want me to do. So I'm going to do one more, even though I probably shouldn't, because they're all at their peaks. All this just tells me they're continuing anyway. Where do I want to be led? Chief JPY? AUD USD? Where do I want to go?
Ian said, shit, now I forgot.
It says Euro JPY and GBP. I actually did Euro JPY, but you missed it. But I'll go over again for you, bro. So I have it continuing because I'm actually in a trade on it right now.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, let's get it. Yeah, so I'm in a higher. I bought a little high up, but I was actually in a buy earlier. I was in a buy last night at 14914 around here, but I saw a reversal happening and I didn't really feel like getting involved with it, so I just decided to stick with the ones that I had solidity on and certainty, and those are the ones I'm in right now, which is Euro NZD, NZD Chief, and Euro JP. Or it was Euro NZD and just NZD Chief and CAD Chief. I had to take profit hit on that, and I took it out like a dumbass. but every trade I've taken, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this, every single trade I've taken in the last 2 weeks has been 100% correct. The only thing is the entry, right? And that's one thing I'm speaking of experience. Based on what I've been learning from the dashboard and how I take the trades, I have been right on every analysis that I've taken for my trades. The only thing that I've ever technically would have lost on would be either the stop loss got hit or me staring at the charts too long and taking the profit out and then watching it, or taking the loss even though it wasn't going to be lost and then watching it hit my initial take profit. So those are the only losses that I've taken, were the ones where I just didn't let it play out. So I've learned, and I hope all of you have learned as well, leave your trades in. Like, let it run. Just the only reason one would be upset or feared of leaving their trades in is if they're over leveraged. And I thought the last week I'd been over leveraged on a 250K account, but I come to realize that I actually was never really over leveraged and my entries have been fire. The max I went in drawdown was 2%. That wasn't even a lot. But on this account, I would gladly go 2% drawdown to make 3%, 4%. I don't care. Because that's profits to me. And I'm looking at the more majority of like the higher time frames. The 4 hour has been my best friend. So, and on top of that, another reason why I bought Euro JPY, Ian or Carlton, damn it. You get try names, bro. Three different names. It's Carlton. I know his name. It's Carlton. But you got the bullish candle, right? And then the two bears. And then it shot up right here, manipulation candle. This is probably a stop hunt since it's JPY Asian session, and it's going to continue up. And my take profit is ADR high. It's actually really high up, but it doesn't look like it. What is that, 900 pips? So, yeah, I'll be watching it. It's either going to continue up hard or it's not. Regardless, I'm going to be getting out of these trades at the end of tomorrow. If they don't hit take profit tonight, I'm getting out of the trades tomorrow, because the prop firm I'm on is doing maintenance and they like sent an email out saying everybody's got to close their trades. So I'm going to be following their rules. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to look for a continuation on that. And then the other pair was GBP JPY. So let me do that real quick. What did this one have? What is it? Peak formation low. So 6 days ago, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right here. Cool. Looks like, without saying too much, this is continuing. Damn, this pair is continuing. Just like all the other JPY. It seems like JPY is stronger at the moment. Well, technically it's weaker. So it's more weak. It's percentage wise. There's actually ways like you can see which currency based on like futures, which one's stronger, which one's weaker. And if one outweighs the other, it overtakes it. So in this case, since GBP JPY is going up, we can either assume that the pound is more bullish or the JPY is weaker. And based on all the JPY pairs, they're all moving in the same direction. Like you can literally, like we just looked at Euro JPY. It's doing the same shit. Looks exactly the same. So when I see that, that tells me across the board, JPY is weaker than all the other currencies. It outweighs weak. It's less. So technically, anything that has a JPY and it's going to go up. So this is going to go up. This is going up. Matter of fact, got to figure out where though. And what's this? What's the weekly? Look at that shit. Clockwork. This one actually played out better. This one, because if you look at Euro JPY, my take profit is like right there. It's actually hitting it. But I missed this. So either I don't really see this thing slowing down. It is divergent on the daily, but I still think this thing has at least one more day. So I gotta go backwards. Currently up a good amount of money too. Here, I'll show you guys after this. I'll show you what I'm up. There is no, where's the recent? Okay, here we go. Here we go. I had to go back several, how many fucking years? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. I had to go back 7 years to find the last time price has been where it's at. So price, this is going to go, this is interesting. It's going to go up here. Now, mind you, remember I keep saying the higher the time frame, the more simple Forex gets. So for those of you that have ever watched videos on support and resistance and tried them on the 1 minute and realize it doesn't work, you go to the weekly, that shit works. Like that is very pivotal points. Look, it made the support here, broke through it, and look what it did. Whipped immediately. Right off of it. It is very powerful on the higher time frames. So price is going in here. It has to go up another. Is that 200 pips? Hold on. This is the weekly. Oh, yeah. This thing's got to go up another 250 pips. Maybe not tonight, but overall, like you're looking for buys on this pair 100%. So if you miss this buy, I don't know. This looks like it's going to be a straight shot up, to be honest. And I say that again from experience of seeing pairs just kind of like work their way up with this trend line. And then it's like it forms these equal highs, but sometimes these equal highs are not always looked at in the sense of they are the reversal. Like this, wait for the institutional candle up, right? Because most people would be looking for the institutional candle up and then drop, which it very well could, because I was looking at that price from a weekly standpoint. So it has to go there over the next week or two. How it gets there, though, is different because this is a 15-minute chart. Does that mean it could reverse and then go up? Possibly. But all the signs that I've seen have said this is continuing. This is continuing. So I would be looking for buys, if not buying it now-ish. That's not financial advice. Like, do what you want, but I would not. I could go to sleep at night taking a buy right now, knowing that it's going to continue up. So, yeah. So this is. I'll show you where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at, and I have to get this account to 270,000. So I'm like 2,700 away. I'm close. It's not bad. And it seems like all the pairs are doing what they're supposed to be doing. So that's good. And then there was a question by Pam. Knowing if there's a divergence on the chart, something you can see without the, yeah. I see, well, okay. So you can't really see the indicate or the divergence unless you have some sort of line. Like you need to use the RSI, which that's this black line right here. It means relative strength index. Essentially, what that means is that you have these candlesticks of what price. We're seeing what the institutions are trading off of, how they can push the market. But down here, this black line, it shows the true intentions and true price movement of actual price without manipulation. So even though this is going up like it is, I wouldn't, from years of using this thing, I could tell that if this was going to go up like this, that this is 100% divergent. I've seen it so many times, but somebody that is new, that has never seen this, might just look at this and be like, oh, it's a high, so that's an uptrend. I'm just going to keep buying it. And then eventually they buy it the wrong time and it drops on them and they're like, wait, what? How come I didn't know? And I use the divergence to essentially help me guide myself to that moment. But with the peak formation, the peak finder, it literally just makes it even simpler because that shit does the reversal for me. So I don't really need to look for the reversal. I can anticipate it and avoid the pair if I wanted to. I can just be like, this is actually looks like a solid divergence. I don't want to trade this yet. And so like what I'll do is I would just wait for it to drop, break structure, then pull back, and then I can enter. And then this would be the new peak. I would wait for the peak finder to show me that, or at least something like to show me that it's clear like that. But overall, this is a continuation. So that's going to keep going up. But I can pretty much see divergence without it. It's better to have the indicator overall to know. So, all right, guys, that's pretty much all we got today. If anybody has any other questions, let me know. But it's Friday, so after I hang up here, I will be seeing you guys on Sunday for what is tomorrow or Sunday? No, so we have another week and a half of these live chart analysis that I'm doing for free. So if you guys are wanting to be staying a part of this and seeing the results and getting the recordings, then you're gonna have to join the private community, and we're gonna have a different price for that. So let me know and we can kind of go from there. So I will be talking to you guys later. Peace out. Have a good weekend and see you on Sunday.